Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until probably around 5 o'clock. Sorry, I'm doing some stuff here as I'm. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, that's so irritating. I'm with you until about 5 o'clock. I'm irritated here. Something's not working the way it's supposed to, but that's all right. I guess it is what it is. Things do what they want to do when they want to do it. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. Emanuel Livingston here. Um, Robert Willis in the house. Oh, hold on. Let me take the thing off. All right, Robert Willis in the house. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We got Cindy. Good afternoon, Cindy. Sabrina. Brainy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. She's representing Kentucky. LaDonna representing Delhi. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Sierra representing Boston. Good afternoon. Mary, good afternoon. I know she's representing White Oak. Anthony in the house, representing the Wood. Quintano. Quintano, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Winter season greeting one and all. Oh, all right. Rolling through the city. And no, I'm not driving. Okay. Got Tessie in the house. Good afternoon, Tessie. Good afternoon. Um, all right, maybe I'll get right to it today. We got Lonzo in the house. Lonzo, good afternoon, Lonzo. GC representing Westwood. All right, GC. We got Brent. Brent in the house representing Dallas, Texas. Representing Dallas, Texas. Daryl. Daryl representing Forest Park. He say he out there hustling. All right. Got Pamela in the house. Good afternoon, Pamela. Representing North Avondale and Lamont. Lamont representing Westwood. Good afternoon, Lamont. I want to thank everybody for, kicking it with me for a little bit. As little or as long as you decide to stay with me, I appreciate you. Um, Hold on, let me see. There was a couple of stories that I wanted to talk about. First, um, hold on, Jeannie. Jeannie made it in before I started talking about the story. Good afternoon, Jeannie. Says she's here for maybe 45 minutes to an hour. All right. Hey, 45 minutes to an hour, you can't beat that. Kroger is ordering their workers back to in-person offices for 3 to 4 days per week. 3 to 4 days per week. So I don't understand this. I kind of understand it, but look, if everything is working well with employees working from home, why force them back in? Help me understand that. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't understand it. Oh, thank you, Mary. Mary says put up the chat. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot. But I don't understand it. If I think if I had a company where people could do what I needed them to do from home, why would I force them to come into work? And look, I get it for people who have manual laborers and stuff like that. You can't, do certain stuff from home. But if I can, why not? Sierra says, I think it has more to do with building rent. And Brent said companies trying to justify their building leases. See, that's foolish to me because you still have other expenses when employees come in. When employees come in, they use up electricity, they use up water, they use up other things. All right, you might feel like you have to justify the lease or the rent on a building, and maybe you do a little bit, but that's a place where people have to go in and do things. But I don't understand. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me. William Kirkland says, I don't see Kroger's workers going to work as a problem. It's a non-issue. It may be a non-issue to you. And everything that I discuss, everyone won't see things the same way that I see them. I understand that. I'm not here telling you you have to. I'm not even telling you I have some huge problem with it. I'm just saying I don't understand it. I don't understand necessarily the logic behind it. I honestly believe it's okay. I believe what I gotta scroll back because I'm forgetting names. Sierra and Brent said. I believe it. I kind of understand it, that might be a part of it. I think another part of it is control. Another part of it, I believe, is control. Just being able to control people and say, no, I want you here for this allotted amount of time. I really do believe a lot of employers have control issues. I think a lot of employers have control issues. And I think that is what makes a lot of people's employment unhappy and unfulfilling. Because I just feel like I said earlier, if I can do what I'm supposed to do and not be in the office or not be in the office as long or whatever the case may be, if I can do it, I don't understand the problem. Less liability. If I walk outside and trip on my property, that's on me. If I do it on company property, that's on you. Something happens at the job, that's on you. Something happened at my house, that's on me. I think there are a lot more. And again, keep in mind, I don't own a major corporation. I don't have employees, any of that kind of stuff. I don't. But I think it's about control. Companies wanting to exert their authority over people. Now, again, at the same time, okay, go to work, get that money. Go to work, get that money. But they're making sure you put in them 8 to 10 hours. But a lot of times, and when I was working out in the world and, doing stuff, I didn't really put in 8 to 10 hours working. I did. I spent some time on social media. I spent, that was a part of my job, but, sometime it wasn't. I spent some time just surfing the net. I spent time talking to people. My job was always done. Whatever I needed to do for the day was always done for the day. But the other time, and Cindy, I'm not just talking about the buzz. Believe it or not, I've worked other places. Now, at the meat packing plant, I was packing meat. I don't like the way that sounds. But, honestly, that's what we did. At the meat packing plant, we worked the entire time. It was work, constant machines, constant work. machines. Do this, do that. You know, move that box, move this, move that, put that in there, sort and collate and pack and all of that stuff. But other jobs, I've had a few office jobs. I've had a few office jobs where I didn't do a whole lot through a good portion of the day. I didn't do a whole lot. Hold on a second. I don't see my phones. I don't see the phones up. Where are the phones? Where are the phones? Hold on. Let's refresh this. I gotta get the phones up. Hold on a second, y'all. Oh my goodness. Now I got to check my email. Oh, I put in the stuff. Now they gonna send me a code to. I hate all of this logging in. I hate all of this. If I, why do I need you to send me a code? I put in my username or my email and my password. Why do I then need you to send me a code to my email or to my phone where I can take that code and then use that code to log into? Okay, I get it. The idea that, it's this two-step verification process. I didn't sign up for a two-step verification process. Oh, it irritates me. Y'all just don't know. Just let me sign into my shit. Okay. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I just don't necessarily, I wasted a lot of time, a lot of company time. I was there 8 to 10 hours, but I wasted a lot of time. It don't necessarily help. Chelsea says, I work from home. I miss the social aspect of being in office, but I can go whenever I want. I like having the option. All right. Andrea says, I work from home 2 to 3 days a week, and I think I'm more productive working at home. Nobody interrupted me. And yeah, no, because that's true. You be at work doing stuff, and for me, it wasn't people interrupting me in the sense of but it was more like just the nonsense. For me, it was always fun nonsense. People always want to come over and tell you stuff or, interact with you, joke with you, whatever the case is. And then you get caught up. And, for me, I get caught up laughing and joking for, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes even. But they telling the Kroger workers, y'all got to come back to work. Y'all going to have to work 3 to 4 days a week. I really thought that, I guess it has. I thought that the coronavirus was going to be a new thing. And companies were really going to say, just for good, if you want to work from home and you can do your job from home, just do it. Just do it. We're not going to monitor your hours. We're going to monitored maybe, your work output. Tell me, this is the goal. This is what I need you to have done today or this month or this week or whatever. And let me get that stuff done. If I can get my week's worth of work done on Monday, don't worry about what else I'm doing. What you say you need done by the end of the week is done. Oh, hold on. I got the call coming in. Key.
Hey, what's going on, Emanuel? How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right, and you?
Good still.
You say good still?
Yes.
Why you say still?
Because you said, hey, how are you? And I said, I'm good. How are you? And you said, I'm good. How are you? So I'm like,
Oh,
I'm still good.
okay. Okay, I was just kind of saying, hey, checking in. Hey, everybody in the chat. And just commenting on what you were saying about, like, Kroger's in the workplace and going back to work. Because, yeah, like you said, I think it's like part of it is a controlling issue, too. Because at my job, they let us work from home, but we can't pick the days. They won't let us work Monday or Friday from home. It's got to be either Tuesday or Wednesday or Tuesday and Thursday. And then they were being lenient, like if you had like a doctor's appointment or things to do, you can like work from home that day or whatever. Now they trying to scale back and say like, oh, if you call out sick or if you work from home when you ain't feeling good, you got to come in on one of the days you were scheduled to work from home. So it's a mess.
Oh, sounds a mess.
Yeah, it's a hot mess.
Now, are you more productive when you work at home or are you more productive when you work in the office?
I'm productive at both because when I'm at my in the office, I wear earbuds and stuff and be like probably listening to you or listening to Lincoln or just in a zone or whatever. But like somebody was saying in the chat, you got them people like I'm naturally goofy and silly, so sometimes I do clown. So people, like you say, be wanting to come up to you and talk to you and tell you about their stories, and you just be looking at them and it's like, oh Lord, or whatever. So, and then also when I'm not in the office, soon as I come in the office, the lady that's got to talk and chat with everybody and be in everybody's business always wants to talk to me. It never fails. But yeah, it's a mess.
So
But
it would
like you say,
sound
I
to
don't
me like then
understand.
you're probably more productive at home without those distractions.
No, because I'll be, yeah, but I guess I'll be trying to ignore the person. So like as they be talking, I still be like in my. It's weird. Like they can go on with that, but I give them like a one liner, like oh for real, oh okay, and I'm still working. So
Okay.
yeah, but like you say, it's probably better at home, but they don't care about that. They want everybody in the office because I know a few times when I had like to do certain stuff for my child, I was asking my manager, can I work from home because it's more easier, and she was letting me do it and making it seem like it was everything was lenient. But then the boss over her was asking her where I was at. So
Oh.
then she was trying to say, oh, it's okay, but people were starting to ask where you at. So then one day I came in and the lady was like, hey, Key, is everything okay, this, and that? She was like, 'cause I was looking for you. I said, oh, really? I said, okay, everything's fine. I said, I was looking for you, too. I said, 'cause when I'm in the office, I don't see you in here. So I
Okay.
flipped it on her, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm a hot mess.
But okay. Yeah. But we both agree though, and especially in that instance, that's definitely a control issue.
Uh-huh, yeah, it's a control issue, and it's one of those big banks. You already know who it is, the one that you don't like. So we ain't gonna say, but the one you don't like,
Oh.
that's who it is. No, Brent, I don't. Like I said, I got a Facebook, but I don't be on there like that or whatever. I'm mainly watching on YouTube, and I've been looking for messages, Emmanuel, in the community thing. If when you ain't gonna be on, I ain't been seeing none.
Cause I've been
What's
on.
what's No, you wasn't on one day. What day was you on? I looked at the community
Oh.
post. I say he played us. He
No.
lied to me. He
What?
told
What?
me he was gonna
Well,
put
see,
the.
see what had happened was,
Oh,
um,
there we go.
you got to go in and log in and then do all of that kind of
I
stuff.
just heard you. You don't like to authenticate. You don't like to do that when your phone was messed up.
All
So
that
I
extra
know
stuff. Just on
you don't like to
my
do step one, two, and three. You just want to go in there
on
and
my
type it and get
Facebook
out.
app on my phone, it's logged in. I just go in and type whatever.
Yeah, I know, but why you lie to me like that?
I didn't lie. I'm working on it. I'm
You
working.
just
I
said you.
said I said I was gonna work on it.
That's what you say. And then you know how we be saying Kroger's with an S on it. I
Yes.
thought years ago Kroger's used to have an S on it.
No.
That's why we so used to saying Kroger's with an
No.
S.
No.
Didn't it used to have a big
No.
old S?
No.
Yeah, well,
No.
you need to check that. You need to
No.
check.
I don't need to check it. White
Yeah,
Castle.
I think it
White
did.
Castle does not have an S on that either. But I bet you say White Castles.
Do I say White Castles?
Yes. It
I might
it
do.
it
Yeah.
flowed too smooth. Yes. There's no
Yeah,
S.
I probably do.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you? You be cussing and say you don't be
I
cussing.
don't cuss.
I know that's what you claim.
It's true.
He say CK and Key is a match made in heaven. They are alike. We is not alike, Daryl Carpenter. What you just want me to say something in the chat? You see that, Emanuel? Daryl Carpenter said me and CK alike. I ain't got no maid and all this other stuff and
You
stuff you be
could.
talking.
You could
And
have
I
a
don't be
maid.
and I don't be saying a little gross comments and about women's bodies and
He
stuff.
said it's only
Daryl Carpenter,
$20.
you cut that out. Why she about to come in now and start laughing with all the smiley faces? Daryl Carpenter, you tripping.
But yes, there was no S on Kroger.
I thought it used to be
No.
like years ago.
No.
Like when they had the big old white block letters like
No.
that, Kroger's, the buildings
No.
like that.
No.
Well, I'm trying to think it was Kroger's in cursive. It might have been in cursive.
No.
Well, like the G
No.
was long,
No.
the part that curl up under was long.
No. That's a G.
Where
The
everybody with my
G.
back?
The
in
G
comments?
curls under. That's the G.
Yeah, thanks, Myosha. Myosha, have you called in before? Call in and get some laughs. Like I said, I love I can still in calling with Emanuel.
She has called in before, flaunting
Okay.
all her money.
Oh, okay. What about Twin? Twin, where you at? Call in because we need another story
Well,
about the feces and the feces. Because Emanuel get confused about that.
he
'Cause
says
in the
stuff that I just
fields.
don't understand. I'll be trying to be quick.
Emmanuel, come on with the tiling of the video so we can go back and rewatch that. These is classics. You just don't know. Hey, Miss
All
Janie.
right. Yeah.
And I say, yeah. You say I love
Hold on.
Mr.
Are you
Wright.
are you at work now?
No, Daryl wanted to get me going. No, I'm not at work. I'm on vacation. I'm on
Oh.
vacation to the end of the year. I don't go back to
What?
next year.
What kind of job you got where you go on vacation for a whole month?
Well, I had to get a procedure done, so I
Oh.
knew it was coming up, so I saved my vacation time, and then so now I'm just in recovery mode.
Everything all right though?
Yep, everything cool. You see, I'm talking to you good and clear.
All right. No more babies. That's what.
Oh my good, Emmanuel.
I'm just, you know.
No, I didn't just have a baby. I'm not twin.
No, you might have just had the procedure to make sure you don't have no more babies.
Oh.
That's it. You know.
Okay.
You gotta know.
See, you a psychic or something. Something like that.
All
But
right.
yeah, I'm doing good. But yeah, and then I usually like since my child is on spring break at the end of the year, I usually take those last 2 weeks anyway for her for their spring break to be off with them. So yeah, so I usually schedule out my vacation around my child's off days and stuff, so I can be off with them and do stuff with them. But yeah, but this time I had to get a procedure done and then save that allotted stuff and use it at the end of the year. But check this out, like you said about controlling. Now they're trying to, cause you remember how seniority used to be the person. How many every years you've been there, you take whatever vacation time you got, no ands, ifs, or buts. Nobody who has come after you can take those vacation times. Well, now they're trying to do it to where they want to be fair. So if you can't take as many vacation times as you want to in all these days that you done gained over the years, they're letting people come in that 1 year, and they're letting them get whatever vacation time they want to make it fair. people was complaining.
But I mean, you need to put in for your vacation time at the beginning of the year.
No, this how it go. They do 3 rounds. First round, the people with seniority that been there the longest, they get whatever they want. Second round, the people that been there the least time, they let them get whatever they want. Third round is first come first, whatever's left. But it used
What?
to be seniority, right? That's what I said.
No,
Like you
that
say,
sounds
control.
reasonable. No, what you just
No,
said.
that's not.
No,
That's not
what
seniority though.
that is.
Seniority is you pick whatever you want.
That's
It
what
don't
you.
matter
Hold on, but that's what you said, Key. You said the
what.
first round, they go the more senior people get whatever they want. Second round is where the lower people get whatever they want. So if you, as a senior person, in the first round put in for all of your days throughout the year, you get them.
No, you only they only let you. I'm sorry, Emmanuel. I gotta go into more detail about the instructions. They only let you pick 1 week. So you pick 1 week, the first round. Seniority people get their first week, and then whoever else everybody get their week. Seniority pick whatever is like a holiday, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever. So then the next round, the lower people pick. So like say I wanted Thanksgiving too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get Thanksgiving. They letting the lower people get Thanksgiving. Even though I've been there the longest, I'm supposed to get anything I want. So
Well,
they only
well,
let you do a week of what you want,
well.
and then after that, they let people that on the lower tone of palm pick
I
whatever they
think I
want.
kind of like that.
No, man, that's not fair.
No,
Because look,
that is.
no,
I,
look.
uh,
The reason why I say it's not fair because
it
back
sounds fair.
when I started there, people used to pick Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all the other holidays, and I didn't like sweat it about it because I knew I wasn't there. I didn't build up the time, so I just picked it like
But hold on,
I
but
picked like President's Day and stuff people didn't want. You know what I
but
mean? Like
but
Martin Luther King's
hold on,
Day and
but
stuff
think
people
back,
didn't pick.
Key. But think back to when you first started, right? And you had to do, President's Day and Flag Day and stuff like that.
And I
You
loved
wanted
it.
you wanted some of them Christmases or
I
Thanksgivings,
didn't
and
because, like I say, when
you
I
didn't
first
want it.
started, no, because back then it was like, okay, I had to go to work. I think like the next day, but the job, like when I first started there, it was so fun. Like back then your managers they like praised you. They knew like every position at the job. They wanted you to go like out on. It was back like it used to be downtown.
When was
But this
this?
was
Like in the
back. But this
70s?
was no look. This was like back when the Skywalk was still up. And
You talk
remember,
about the 70s.
no, I wasn't born in the 70s. I'm talking about back was 2000, early 2000.
I'm pretty sure the Skywalk was down before 2000.
No, it wasn't. It was still there.
I don't know.
It was still there,
I had to look
Emmanuel,
into
because
that. In 2000, the
yeah, the
Skywalk?
Skywalk was still there.
I don't know,
Cause that's when I started. There, it
somebody
was
tell
still
me
there.
if what she's saying is correct. I think the
Yes.
Skywalk came down in like the late 80s,
No,
early to mid
Emmanuel.
90s.
No, because I used to be at work and we used to walk across the Skywalk over to the post office and
You
then
might
walk
be
the other
right, but
Skywalk. Look, walk the other Skywalk where Macy's was to the mall and all that stuff. It was still there.
I'm
Somebody
pretty.
that used to work downtown.
I I
Let 'em
think
know.
I think the Skywalk was down like late 80s, mid
No,
90s.
it wasn't late 80s. Because I was a kid then.
In 2000, the Skywalk was still up and popping.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it. I'll take your
It was
word
like
for it.
99, 2000, man. You
I'll-
got to look it up.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. But I will say it's what that horrible company that you work for is doing seems to be a good idea. It seems to the idea that, okay, look, you want Christmas? Like, all right, I'll take Christmas. Okay, that's cool, but you can't take Christmas and Thanksgiving. Somebody, the younger people coming in get an opportunity to have what I'm going to call it a premium holiday. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You don't get to come in and say, all right, I want all of the big ones. I want
Right,
Christmas.
and
I
that's
want
what people used
Thanksgiving.
to
I want
do.
4th of July. I want Labor Day. I want.
Right, and that's what used to happen because like I say, when I first started, that was seniority, and like I say, I was like cool with whatever, because like I say, I didn't want Christmas or Thanksgiving because yeah, I spent time with my family on those days or whatever. But I was like an adult, so like I spend time and go home, and then the next day go to work. And like I say, it wasn't a big deal. But like I say, I can see if they would have started that in the beginning, but don't start that years after I done build up my seniority to where I can get whatever I want. And it's just like, no, no, you can't now. You know what I mean?
I think that the change was probably for the better.
Yeah, but they changed it after I was able to do what I wanted to do. It was
Sometimes
like
it
I done
happened that way. Sometimes it happened
no,
that
because
way.
it was like I watched everybody get their way and get their time in, and it's like now I got my time in. And it's like, oh man, somebody
So
said they looked it up and it says 2005.
now hold on. Now was 2005 when the last piece of the skywalk was torn down, or was 2005 when the overwhelming majority of the skywalk was taken down? See, because somebody said,
Okay,
"Well, 93."
because like what part is you talking? Because like okay, it was a part from Fountain Square to the mall. On the Fountain Square that goes across to where the post office is. You know where the post office is, right?
Yeah.
Downtown.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it was a part that goes across Fountain Square and then to the mall, and then it was a part that went to the mall to Macy's, like on Fifth Street. It was like two skywalks.
I mean, the skywalk was a lot of different portions of the skywalk. So, okay,
Yeah, not over there, because I know you're talking about over there where all the restaurants used to be at too. Not over there. I'm talking about over Fountain Square. Because
okay,
on the square, it came from
look,
that bank that you don't like. All the way
again,
over to.
I will stipulate that the skywalk is probably still there.
It's not there no more.
But okay, but what I'm talking about is the idea of a company saying people with seniority, here, come in and choose a holiday. All right, I chose a holiday. That's the holiday you want off. Yes, that's the holiday I want off. All right, people with little seniority, y'all come in. Now y'all get to choose a holiday. They don't get to hog up all of the holidays. That sounds fair to me.
Yeah, I know, but like I say, if they would have did that back when I first started, then I would have if they would have did that from like the jump of doing seniority. You know what I mean? Like they shouldn't even say like seniority all the way around. I'm saying like they switched it, like different people once they came in management, they decided that's what they're gonna do. And the bank let them decide to do that.
I think I kind of
they
agree with the
didn't start
decision.
out like that.
Although I do understand if you were under the old rules where seniority meant everything, and then once you get you some seniority, they like, don't mean shit. Then I get how you could be frustrated by that.
Right, because like I feel like okay, so don't use the word seniority if it's not seniority overall.
But that ain't the only thing.
One.
But that's not the only perk of seniority at your job, is it? Like y'all don't get preferred assignments or nothing like that?
Because like what's so crazy is how like some companies have company picnics, companies
still have
parties.
Companies still have company picnics.
All of that. They used to have a holiday party. They used to have a picnic at the zoo. They cut out all of that. And then on holiday parties, they make you bring like your side dish, and they'll buy the meat and stuff. But you got to bring the side. Everybody got to bring side dishes. It's a hot mess, Emanuel. I'm like, dang.
I don't necessarily eat at those events. I don't trust them. But all right, Key.
All right, everybody. Sorry I hogged up. Well, Emanuel kept asking questions about the job, y'all. So sorry if that was boring, y'all, about seniority. But it's Emanuel's fault.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What about you, Emanuel?
What about me?
What you think?
About?
A seniority. You think if somebody, like if you had to pick as many days as you could, you would take them off or no?
Well, I don't know that I like that. I think the way that I was in a union. And of course, a lot of things went by seniority in the union. I always enjoyed it when the union messed up because when the company messed messed up because as a shop steward, and I knew what the contract said. So for me, I wouldn't really argue about it when they would mess up. I would just be like, okay, and I would note it, and then wait till whatever happened, and then I found my grievance, get my money. Like, for example, at the company that I worked at, the meat packing plant, the way it went was if they offered anybody overtime, overtime had to be offered to the person with the most seniority. Basically you had the right of first refusal. But sometimes they would just be like, they had their little favorite people, and they would be like, oh, you going to work overtime. And I wouldn't say nothing. I'd just be like, okay, I know he got less seniority than me, or I know she got less seniority than me. Let them work that overtime and come in the next day and file my grievance. Well, they done already worked the overtime. I wasn't given an opportunity to work that overtime. Now y'all got to pay me for the overtime that I missed. I did that a lot until they stopped, messing that up. So I loved seniority in that way. In terms of, who get the opportunity to take a vacation, when, and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know. That seems weird to me that, people would, I would have to take Flag Day, as opposed to, one of the big holidays.
Yeah, Brent, I say no to the potlucks either. Like, if it didn't come from the store, I don't eat that stuff or whatever. People, like you say, people got cats and they showing pictures of their dog and stuff.
What number of people are asking, do you have a union at your job?
I'm trying to think, is it a union there? I don't think it is, because ain't nobody going on strike.
Okay. And I see Brian keeps saying, he said it a number of times, that you're right about this seniority thing. Brian, what are you saying that she's right about?
Right, like seniority mean like you get whatever days you want, because you allotted those for them years, however many years you've been there. So you can pick whatever. It don't matter if somebody, seniority is not a fair game. It's
how many weeks of vacation at your seniority level? How many weeks of vacation do you get?
I got 4 weeks. Do I got 4 weeks? I got 4 weeks.
Only 4?
Yeah, I got 4 weeks, and they let you buy, like, they used to let you buy a week, but now you only can buy, like, 3 days. Like, so you can purchase vacation days. Yeah. So, like I said, I got to stretch them out. And the only reason why I was saying that, because, like, I schedule everything around my child.
Hold on. Wait. What does that mean, that you can purchase vacation days?
Basically, you got to pay your job out of your check to have a vacation days. So, like, there used to be a week's vacation, which is 40 hours. So you had to pay them to purchase vacation days, to have extra days to take off. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. I would just take off.
You gonna get fired? What you mean?
What you mean I'm gonna get? They don't get y'all. Y'all don't get sick days.
Say like you want other days to take off because the weeks you got ain't enough for the stuff for the times you need off for the year. So they get
that sound illegal.
They probably is. But they take it out your check. They charge you. Yeah, you never heard of that?
Wait, hold on. Now, wait a minute. Wait.
Does their job do that?
Wait. I just want to make sure I'm understanding, because your understanding of this might be wrong.
Okay,
is it?
Well, I'm
is
not
it?
the only person.
Wait a minute. I'm asking. What? Is it that you are paying them to take days off, or is it that you're taking days off so you don't see that money on your check? So it's not we taking money out of your check to pay for these days. It's more you didn't come in on these days, so you don't get paid for these days.
Yeah, no, it's called vacation purchase. So like just like you purchase a shirt, you're purchasing vacation days.
That don't sound legal. My heart won't allow me to believe, even that horrible company that you work for. My heart won't allow me to believe that they're doing that. I really think, so your paycheck is basically the same paycheck every week. So it's almost like you on salary, right? Mm-hmm. And so you go in your 40 hours a week, we gonna say, and you get you know, your whatever money you make. And then if you only go in 30 hours that week, then you only get paid for 30 hours. So it seemed like you paid them to take time off, but you didn't. You just took time off and you didn't get paid for it. Right?
Emanuel, they charge you for vacation time. Like they take it out of your check.
How
So
much
like
do
say,
okay, how much do they charge you for vacation time?
so say like this.
All right.
When you do your benefits, so when you do your insurance, like for your medical, all that, when you get your eye, dental, all that, once you do that part, and you know they deduct that amount out of your pay, that's where the vacation purchase is at.
Wait,
Once you do your
say that
benefits.
again. Say that again.
Okay, so like it's something called benefit enrollment.
Okay.
So once you do your benefit enrollment, that's like you sign up for your medical, your
Mm-hmm.
dental, your eye, or
Right.
whatever. Then it's vacation purchases on that as well. So the deductions from the medical, dental, all of that, and then they deduct for the vacation purchases that you bought from them. So you basically buying days to be off on vacation.
Okay. How much is a day?
I can't remember, man. I
Curious.
gotta look all that stuff up, man. I can't remember, man. You
Because
probably
if
like
it's
$40 or something.
because
I gotta look.
if it's
gotta look.
vacation, then you get paid for it, right?
Yeah, like you get paid vacation, but you also can purchase vacation as well.
But when you purchase vacation, do you still get paid for the purchased vacation?
No, you don't get paid for that. You're paying them. You can use those days.
That don't make sense to me.
Yeah, and
I know
Yeah, they got where you can purchase days to be off. Yep.
that don't make sense to me.
Yep, it's under the benefits.
That
part.
feels illegal. Has anyone contacted someone with, some employment, something? I don't. OSHA. Somebody should be able to say, no, that's not right. Like I could not imagine when I worked. I'm gonna use the radio station. When I worked at the radio station, saying, "Oh, I need to take a day off. Here's $20." Like, no, I need to take a day off. You don't pay me for this day. I understand that, but I'm not paying you to take a day off.
Yep. Yep, they call them vacation purchase.
Yeah, that don't sound legal. That does not sound legal.
Yeah, like I said, it's under your benefits part. Like I said, like when you signing up for your medical, your dental, and all that, and then they got something called vacation purchase where you can purchase days to be off.
Okay, I hear you. And with the company that you work for, it sounds like something that they would do. But yeah, no. Do you get sick days?
See, now where they changed it, like you used to get vacation and sick, it used to be separate. Now they put it all under as one.
Yeah, now it's all just PTO.
Exactly. So you don't know what's sick and what's vacation. It's just all, you just use them all the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
that I understand. A lot of companies did that, and I enjoyed it when I was at the radio station and they did that. I was 100% down with it because. I remember because I remember I took some sick days, but I wasn't sick. But I knew I had sick days, and if you don't use sick days, you just lose
They
them.
don't roll over.
And I remember Jerry Tolliver saying, well, you need to bring a note in or something saying that you're sick. And the rule was if you out for, I think it was 2 days or less, you didn't need to bring in no note from a doctor. If you was out 3 days or more, they wanted like a doctor's note. And so I would take, 2 sick days. And then Jerry would be like, well, were you sick? And I'd be like, no, I wasn't sick. And she'd be like, then you're not allowed to take sick days. If you're not sick, you're supposed to take vacation days. And I was like, I'm saving my vacation. And she was like, but you can't do that. You can't do that. And I was like, Why you worry about it like it's coming out of your pocket? But she was like, no, you can't. And I was like, look, as long as I'm within the rules say I took off 2 days and that was that. Now, I guess I could have just told her, like, yeah, I was sick, but I didn't want to do that because it was Jerry. So I was like, I ain't gonna lie. But then, yeah, then the next, right after that happened, because that a light went on in her head, like, wait a minute, I can do that too. And I was like, yes, don't sweat me because I thought of it. You do it too. But then the next year they combined everything in the PTO, and I didn't even have to worry about that 3 day and all of that kind of nonsense.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the
Well,
whole
yeah.
the whole buying of vacation days sounds illegal.
Yeah, well, that's how they got it.
So you be buying vacation days?
No, but I know people that do.
I wish I would. I wish I would. When I work, this is like when I worked at the meat packing plant, they used to buy our vacation days back. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, towards the end of the year, because again, I go to work unless I don't feel like it. I go to work, so at the end of the year, I got 2, 3, 4 weeks of vacation. Well, the company would then buy that time back, and I would get that little money. Now at the radio station, it was use it or lose it, and every year I lost 3 and 4 weeks of vacation, and I hated that. But
Oh man.
yeah, that it
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
that's dirty.
well, it was my fault. I should have took that time off. But the
But you
idea
like being
of
at work.
I did like being at work, but the idea that you have to buy vacation days if you take a day off or be fired, that sounds criminal.
Mm,
I don't like that. One more reason to not like that company.
yeah, that's crazy. Well, all right, Emmanuel.
All right, Key.
Uh, okay, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one.
You too, Key. I
All right.
appreciate the call.
Okay.
I had no idea that things like that actually happen. People were being forced to purchase days off because that ain't vacation. You're being forced to pay because that's what it is. There's some monetary penalty for taking the day off, uh, other than not getting paid. Like on top of not getting paid, I'm gonna take today off. I'm not gonna get paid for today, and I'm gonna pay you $20. That doesn't sound right. That does not sound legal. That does not sound legal. And if my understanding of what she was saying was correct, when she said it's that bank that you don't like, I hate Fifth Third. So I'm assuming that that's the company that she's talking about. I got reasons for hating Fifth Third, but that just adds one because that sounds like they taking advantage. How you making money off of people not going to work? Maybe when I get me some employees, if that's legal, maybe when I get some employees, I would never implement that. I would never implement that. That don't sound legal. It really does not sound legal. But that's what she say happens. I take her word for it. I found it hard to believe, but not that I don't believe her. She got no reason to lie to me. She got no reason to lie to me. Sounds like loan sharking. Yeah. So not only did you have to go to work, you wouldn't even take vacation off with pay. So what's wrong with Kroger's controlling its employees? I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed my job. It's not even so much that I enjoyed my job. For real, when I was growing up, my dad used to always say to me, and I mean, he said it so much that it just became a part of who I am and how I operate. My dad would say to me very frequently, son, as a man, if you get up and you can go to work, you should go to work. He would say don't a man don't just sit around on his ass doing nothing. A man gets up and he goes to work and he takes care of his family. So when you become a man, if you get up in the morning and you can go to work, you go to work. And that's just the way I've always operated. I used to go to work sick. Lincoln used to be mad. Like, oh, he in there coughing. Oh, get him out of there. Oh, why is he at work? And I used to be thinking, I'm not hurting nobody. I got up. I can do the job. I might not feel great. I might have a fever. I might be coughing. My body might be aching. But I can get up. I can drive to work. And I can do the daggone job. So I'm here. I'm in my own room. Doors closed. Ain't nobody got to come in here. I'm not hurting nobody. And the job is getting done. And then I go home and I lay down and, deal with it. That's the way that I was taught. Then they complained all this time about me going to work sick and me going to work with a fever and me going to work coughing. And, for real, in myself, I felt like I was doing what I was supposed to do, because that's what I was told I was supposed to do as a man. I was getting up and I was going to work. No matter how I felt, I was getting it done. But then they convinced me, like, okay, if you don't feel good, you call off. But then I don't know about nobody else. And again, some of this is based on how I was raised or how I was taught. But when I called off, I always kind of slightly felt like a failure. I did. I did. I always kind of slightly felt like a failure, like, oh, I can get up. I can make it. I can make it. Now, I remember one day I got up, intending to go to work, getting dressed. I'm telling you, this is the honest to goodness truth. Getting dressed, and I was doing something, and I almost passed out or something. And I was like, oh my goodness. And I was still going to make it. And the young woman that I was with at the time, she was like, no, get your A back in the bed. There's no reason for you to be going to work feeling like this. I'm like, but I can make it. I can make it. And she was like, you sound like a damn fool. Get in the bed and call in. And I did. But what happened when I called in was I got pushed back. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to make it in today. I don't feel well. And it was plenty of time, It wasn't like last second. It was plenty of time. Like, I'm not feeling well. I'm going to take off today. You sure you don't feel good? Well, what's wrong? Why can't you make it in? Other than, I'm like, hold on. Why am I explaining? I don't feel good. I'm not going to be in. Good luck. And I hung up the phone. And really from that point, I was like, all right, if I don't feel good, I don't go to work. If I don't feel good, I don't go to work. But other than that, I typically go to work. And that's why I had all of those weeks and weeks and weeks. Lincoln is kind of the same way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if next week and the week after that, Lincoln don't be there. Well, he got to be there next week because he got that remote. But me and Lincoln was always the worst at, ooh, it's the end of the year. It's November. We got, because I can't remember. Did I have 8 or 10? I think it was like 10 or 11 weeks of vacation. It might have even been 12. Once you get to a certain point, you max out on vacation. I think it maxed out at 12 weeks of vacation. So I think we had 12 weeks of vacation, PTO. 12 weeks of PTO to use. And we just wouldn't take off. Not for no other reason. Once I got to a point where if I didn't feel good, I would call in. But you sit there with 12 weeks, I'm like, that's a week a month. And you on radio. And people expect you to be there. And just imagine, y'all know how y'all give me a hard time about not being here? Imagine if once a month, 1 week, every month, I'm on vacation. Oh, it's February. Oh, I'm on vacation. It's March. Oh, I'm on vacation. It's April. Oh, I'm on vacation. They'd be like, damn, how many vacation days you get? That was just the way it was. So I wouldn't be surprised if Lincoln, because they do have that use it or lose it policy. If Lincoln was like, oh, I got to take off next week. Well, I'll be off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, and then I'll be back on Friday for the remote. But then I'll be off that next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We used to do stuff like that because we just be out of vacation time. I mean, have so much vacation time. And we know, I'm going to end up losing 5 weeks of vacation. But I sure as heck would not have bought. No vacation time, like paid money. I guess the argument could be made, well, but you did. Because you left 5 weeks of pay on the table and they just took that 5 weeks of pay back. But that was what my dad told me. As a man, if you can get up in the morning, you can go to work. Now, I think I took that lesson maybe a little too, I think his point was, don't be a deadbeat, son. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the point that he was trying to make. Don't be a deadbeat. But the way he said it, and y'all know me, I take things literally. So the way he said it was like, if you can get up and make it to work, you make it to work. When I really think he was just saying, don't be out there living off of no woman, you go get a job. But you know how that is. So, all right, that's that. Lincoln was asking a question earlier today because I keep wanting to call her Lori Quinn Living, and it's not Lori Quinn Living. I really don't want to classify her the way that the Republican who was on council, what was her name? I don't know why I can't remember her name. My sister says, no, he meant it. I don't know why I can't remember her name. What was the Keating? Yes. Liz Keating. She's offering up this idea that if someone breaks in your car and steals your weapon, your gun, you have a gun in your car, and someone steals it, you're criminally liable. Well, now they softened it a little bit. Okay, you're criminally liable if you don't report it. I don't even like that, though. I don't like that. Everybody, people gonna disagree with me here. I understand this. Everybody don't want to deal with police and law enforcement in that way. A lot of times, because what's the benefit of reporting stuff? Again, I tell the story all the time. My house got broken into. Called the police. The police came by. They walked through the house to check and make sure wasn't nobody there. I already knew they wasn't still there. But they, oh, no, nobody go in. We're going to check. Y'all being extra. It'd been different if I hadn't already been in the house and knew wasn't nobody there. And I'm like, ain't nobody here. I already been through the house. No, we got to check. Okay, whatever. Then they come in, they check. Okay, all clear. Like, all right, thank you. All right. And, well, we'll send an investigator over. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. They might have fingerprints and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, don't touch nothing. I got to go put some wood up in the window that they broke. Got to put some wood up till I can get that window fixed. But don't touch nothing. No, leave the broken glass there. Don't touch it. Fingerprints. They sent an investigator over. Fingerprints. They could have been anywhere in the house. Fingerprints. Calling like, is the investigator coming? It's been 2 days. We'll send somebody over. All right. Hey, is the investigator coming? It's been a week. We'll send somebody over. Like, clean up that glass. Ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody coming. Don't worry. Ain't nobody coming. Ain't nobody coming. Chill out. It's cool. So me calling and reporting that somebody broke into my house, same thing with the car. Somebody broke in my car. They stole some of my stuff. Cell phone, all that kind of stuff. Stole it. I called the police. I didn't want to call the police. I just, that's what I was told. You got to call the police. Call the police. Oh, well, there's nothing we can do. Oh, okay. Okay. You going to dust for fingerprints? Oh, it'd be hard to lift a print off of that. Off of what? It's hard to lift a print off of, because, I don't be having no luxury cars, Fabric seats, can't lift a print off of fabric seats, and, the plastic dashboard. It's hard to lift print because it's got that, what do they call the little grooves and stuff in it? But you know what it is, It's hard to lift a print off of that. So, okay, y'all not going to do nothing. Okay. So a lot of people just don't want to call the police. For what? Why am I calling the police? Unless, they done bust out my window and I'm trying to, do something for insurance purposes. Why am I calling the police? They ain't going to recover my stuff. But now that might be a crime if you had a gun in there and somebody stole it. But see, I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't call in and report stuff like that. That's just my opinion, of course. Somebody broke in my car, somebody stole my stuff, and they stole my gun. Oh, that's unfortunate. Did you report it to the police? I think most people's reaction is report it to the police. Why? They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna get my gun. They ain't gonna recover nothing. They didn't bust out a window or nothing, and ain't nothing for insurance to cover. They just got in my car and stole some stuff. Why am I reporting this? Well, now you're reporting it because you might be charged with a crime. And then they say, somebody help me understand this. People are not reporting when their guns get stolen out of their cars. That's what I was told. That's what we were told, right? People are not reporting when their guns get stolen out of their cars. I'm like, word, people ain't reporting it? Oh, man, it's terrible. We kept hearing that. The chief kept saying it. People don't report when their guns get stolen out of their cars. Council members started saying it. Oh, people don't report when their guns get stolen out of their cars. But then you know what else they told us? The numbers of guns getting stolen out of cars has gone up 30% this year. Oh, no. Wait, hold on. Time out. I thought people wasn't reporting that shit. I thought people wasn't reporting it. So if people wasn't reporting it, you have no idea how many guns were stolen. So then how can you now say the number that you don't know has gone up 30%? You don't know how many were stolen. But the number has gone up 30%. And then, of course, Lincoln, because I'm like, they just made up a number. They just made up a number. I'm not saying people don't steal guns out of cars. But if you've been telling me for the past 6 months that you have no idea how many guns are being stolen out of cars, and then this week you start telling me, but the number has gone up 30%. That don't make sense. Just from a logical standpoint, that doesn't make sense. Now, I know somebody will say, well, no, the reports of people, that's the number that's gone up 30%. Well, then stop saying that people ain't reporting it. Apparently, reports have gone up 30%. And if reports have gone up 30%, do you really need to be charging people with misdemeanors and felonies but not reporting? Apparently, just saying that people ain't reporting it has made the numbers jump by 30%. Right? I mean, you can't have it both ways. Or at least to me, logically, you can't have it really all three ways. Because only a few of those things can be true at the same time. I guess they could all be true, but there's no way for someone to actually know for all three to be true. People don't report it. All right. You could know that. You know exactly how? I don't know. Oh, well, you could know. You could know. Somebody broke into a car. Somebody stole a gun. A gun was used. A gun was recovered. A gun was traced back to me. They came to me and they said, this is your gun. And I said, oh, no, that got stolen out of my car last week. I said, but you didn't report it? Like, oh, damn, my bad. So they could know. They could know. But the extent to which people ain't reporting it, I don't think it's possible for them to know if people are not reporting it. You don't know what you don't know many times. Now, sometimes there are known unknowns, but I think that's clearly an unknown unknown. And then, if the numbers went up 30%, if you're saying the reported numbers went up 30%, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, people got the message. Report it when your gun gets stolen. Report it. So you're like, cool. People are reporting it now. Great. Problem solved. But no, that's not what they're telling us. They're telling us that the number of thefts have gone up 30%. We don't know how many thefts there were, but we know that they went up 30%. It's not logical. And the whole idea that you can become a criminal for not reporting a crime against your property doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Terrence, y'all know I love it when I have celebrities here, the real Terrence Howard. Terrence says auto manufacturers should have built-in safes in cars. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little all over the place on this. I understand the idea of safety. Okay? I understand the idea of you got your gun. You're responsible for keeping it safe. And there should be a gun safe. Which, I'll be honest, I don't even know what a gun safe is. I mean, in the house, I don't know what a gun safe for my car looks like. And I'm saying that like completely, legitimately, honestly. I am ignorant. Seen one, never considered getting one. Well, I get it. It's a lockbox, but that means it's got to be tethered to something so that it can't leave the car. And I know this is lazy of me. It is. I don't want to go through all of that. I don't want to go through all of that. Locking my door should be enough. Putting it in a secure place like my glove box or my trunk should be enough. Anything more than that, it's a crime against me. Not a crime by me. It's a crime against me. And I don't want the auto manufacturers to put a gun safe in my car. I don't know that I would buy a car with a gun safe built into it. Why? I don't know. Something about it make me feel like I am preparing for the inevitable. Even though if I got a gun in the car, I'm kind of preparing for something. But I don't know. But I definitely know I don't like the idea of criminalizing being a victim of crime. Oh, but it's not a felony, it's just a misdemeanor. Like, that make it better. That don't make it better. And I think if we've learned anything, creating more laws and creating more criminals doesn't get rid of whatever the crime is that you're trying to get rid of. So, okay, I got my gun. I'm going, to work. I can't take my gun into the job. So I put my gun in the glove box and lock it. Somebody break in my car while I'm at work and break into my glove box, steal my gun. Now, I'm a criminal because of this criminal's behavior. I don't know that I like that. And then, how are you sure that people aren't getting your gun safe? I heard somebody say they have gun safes for cars that are like tethered. It's like a cord connected to the seat. But if I'm a criminal and I start seeing a whole lot of guns tethered to the seat, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not even a criminal. I'm not a criminal-minded person. I'm going to just take a wrench. Because you can just really quickly unbolt the seat where the gun safe is tethered to and take the safe. And then I can work on getting that safe open once I get to a different location. So now, do I still get charged with a crime because somebody stole my gun out of my car? They stole the whole gun safe. Am I still a criminal? I get the idea that there's a lot of people breaking into cars. I told y'all I had a friend of mine, very good friend. Somebody carjacked her and they stole her gun. The gun was on her person. It was actually in her, I guess, purse. They stole her purse. So, give me your purse. Give me your key. Get out. Stole her purse with her gun in it. Well, okay, she reported it, so I guess that would mean she's not a criminal now. But the idea that was possibly her committing a crime. We want safety. We want safety. I want safety too. I do. I want safety. I don't want to see guns on streets, and I don't want to see people doing things to people. But I said this before, and people keep saying, oh, man, you just always take stuff and you go too far with it. It's not that far of a leap. That if someone steals your gun out of your car, that is you committing a crime. It's not that far of a leap to say, all right, and if someone steals your gun out of your house, you committed a crime. It's not that far of a leap. Look, courts have held in some cases that you being in your car and you being in your house, y'all deserve some of the same protections. So, police can't just come in your house and search it. They got to have a warrant or, some some, I'm not a lawyer, so some exigent circumstances and probable cause and all of that kind of stuff, they pretty much have to have a warrant. Same with your car. It has some of the same protections that your house has. So when you say it's okay to charge people with a crime because they're a victim of a crime in their vehicle, someone stole something out of their vehicle, y'all, we not that far from it is you get a misdemeanor if somebody break in your house when you not there and steal your gun, unless you had it locked up. Come on. We can't be okay with this. Like, I want safety too. But charging me with a misdemeanor ain't gonna stop them boys or girls from breaking into cars and stealing guns. Like Kirkland brought up, just like they get up under that car and saw off with the catalytic converter. Criminals who want your stuff will find a way to get your stuff. Emanuel, did you see on Channel 5 that the thieves now have a device that'll allow them to steal cars that are pushed to start in as little as 5 minutes? I did not see that, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I don't watch Channel 5. No beef with Channel 5. I don't watch Channel 5. But people who want your stuff will find a way to steal it. Look, if they'll climb up under your car and cut your catalytic converter off in the middle of the night without nobody knowing or seeing or hearing anything, you really think it's going to be difficult for them to find some way to either take the whole gun safe or break into your gun safe and get your gun? I was watching a piece on, I want to say it was San Francisco. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it was San Francisco. And they say in San Francisco, you can't leave nothing in your car. Nothing. Because they come by and steal it. And I don't know if y'all know the glitter bomb dude. The dude who does the glitter bombs, and he leaves them on the porches, and he wires them all up and put fart spray in them and glitters and cameras and all of that kind of stuff. He does it every year. Something new and all of that kind of stuff. Well, I don't know if it wasn't this year. I think last year, because I think last year he said the last year he was going to do it. But they put the glitter bombs in cars in San Francisco, I believe it was, because of this rampant car theft that goes on there. And how quickly these guys are breaking a car, check the entire car, determine what they may or may not want, and steal it and get it. And it all happens in a matter of, in all honesty, I want to say it was like 10 seconds. They have the gloves, because you have these things, they sell them, little things that'll break your window. Some people buy them just in case, I don't know, your car runs off of a bridge. And if your car runs off of a bridge and you are somehow in the water and your car is filling up with water and you can't let the window down, they sell these little things. It's got the little points on them. It's a certain kind of little hammer, and you can hit it and it'll shatter the window real quick, and then that'll allow you to get out and all of that kind of stuff. Well, they have gloves with those little things in the gloves and on the fingertips. And they showed it, from the perspective of inside of the car. Dude just walks up. He's got on this set of gloves. It looks like he just touches the window real quick. The window shatters. He pulls down the back, the thing to see in the trunk. He does that real quick. He does something real quick to let the seat down or something, and he gets an opportunity to see the entire car. He saw something in the back that he wanted. He reached around, did something, popped the trunk, reached in and grabbed what he wanted out of the trunk, and they was gone. And what felt like 10 seconds might have been 15. You telling me that these dudes, your little gun safe in your car was gonna stop them from stealing your stuff? It would have slowed them down. They gonna find out a way to get it in like under 30 seconds. But we making more laws against the victims of the crime and not necessarily against the perpetrator of the crime. It's now against the law to be a victim of a crime. How much sense do that make? For some people, it makes perfect sense. For some people, it makes perfect sense. I know when Lincoln asked the very leading question, he could not be an attorney. I couldn't be an attorney because I'm not that smart. Lincoln Ware could not be an attorney. Did y'all hear the way he asked that question? There's some people that say that what you're doing is you victimizing the victims, but that's not what you're doing, is it? Tell them. What kind of question was that? What kind of question was that? That I've always said it's not a good idea as a talk show host, as an interviewer. I've told Lincoln this for years. It's not good when you include the answer to the question in the question, or at least the answer that you want to the question. That's not a good question. Some people say that you stole money, and that once you did, politically, when you was taking those things, you was taking bribes, but you wasn't really taking bribes. That's the way everybody do it, ain't it? What kind of question is that? He does that a lot. It infuriates me. It infuriates me. It does. It infuriates me when he does it. Y'all don't know how mad I get. I used to tell him all the time, like, just ask the question. Ask the question and stop. He don't just do it with controversial stuff. He does it with everything. If you pay attention, for real, he does it with everything. I can't really give you no examples. But if he's interviewing somebody in a movie, instead of just asking, how was it working with Denzel Washington? And let them answer the question. How was it working with Denzel Washington? I know you liked working with him. I know it was fun. I know you had a good time and he was suave and it was tell us about it. And just ask the question and let them answer. Robert.
Hey, what's going on, Emmanuel?
How you doing?
This got to be the dumbest law I ever seen in my life. How are you going to get in trouble for somebody getting their gun stolen? What happens when they get stolen out of a house? Is that going to be the same thing?
I believe it will be eventually.
That's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. I got guns. I got a gun safe, but a responsible person, even if they didn't have one, if the gun gets stolen out of their car, they're going to call it in. And by them saying that they ain't been calling them in, I don't believe that. They making up a bunch of lies. I think so.
Well, I'll be honest. I believe it. But I don't believe it just like willy-nilly. Like I said, I believe a lot of people have experienced dealing with law enforcement and reporting crimes and seeing no benefit from reporting the crime. If somebody broke in my house today and, I don't know if I would even call the police. I would just be like, let's fix that window. Put up some more cameras and whatever. But what are the police gonna do? So for me, I might not report it.
But if it's a gun, it's different because if you get your gun stolen and that gun go out there and they kill somebody with your gun, it come back to you, and then you say it's stolen, they might not believe that. It's different when you got a gun.
No, I understand that. That. I'm just saying I understand the idea of people not reporting crimes to the police. Not to mention, like a few people have just mentioned
Right.
in the chat. If I got an illegal gun, I'm not gonna report that thing stolen anyway because it was illegal.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. But why would you punish somebody that's doing right? I mean, why would you punish a person that never been in trouble or whatever, got a gun, and they get their gun stolen, and you're gonna make them pay for it? Then you got to pay for it to get it back. That don't make sense.
See, I didn't know. What do you mean when you say you have to pay for it to get it back?
They said in ordinary, after your gun gets stolen, in ordinary to get your gun back, it's gonna be a $200 fee on that to get your gun back that they stole.
Why? Why is there a fee to get?
I have no idea. That's what they were saying.
Who said that?
Be a fee on it. What's that lady named Liz Kinney? When she was talking about it, it's going to be a fee to get your gun back. If they say somebody breaking your car, they find your gun and they take it down there in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
To get your gun back, you got to pay a fee of $200. It's stupid.
Well, I know they were supposed to vote on this earlier, and I, of course, didn't have a chance to check and see. How did it go? How did the vote go?
I didn't hear about the vote. I just knew what they was talking about before they even did it, because I said this is a stupid law that they doing.
Yeah.
They rushed into it and didn't think about it.
I think they thought about it. They just don't think very much of the citizens.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I think it's crazy.
I agree with you.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to hear. Thanks, Emanuel.
All right. Hey, I appreciate your call, sir.
All right, thank you.
All right. That was Robert. Yeah, it does it. But I mean, does anyone know how the vote on that went? Does anyone know how the vote on that went? I heard a portion of her call. I was working. I couldn't call in. I wanted to call in. But Mr. Kirkland says, I think the fee is if you don't report it stolen. It's still wrong. I shouldn't be fined for not reporting my gun stolen. Okay. And, Lincoln kept saying, why would they make this stuff up? Why would they fudge the numbers? Why would they this and why would they that? And again, I think it goes back to a few things. Number one, money. Because to some degree, you have to come up with some reason to get money out of people. You can't just run around telling citizens just willy-nilly and randomly, you owe me $200. Say, what for? 'Cause we need money. You can't do that. Raising taxes and all that kind of stuff is typically frowned upon. So one way to get money out of the citizenry is to create new laws and ordinances that are punishable by fines. That's one way to get money out of the citizenry. You create new criminals. Nothing else. You get court costs. You know what I'm saying? People think that it's not crazy. A lot of times I don't even know what is court costs. What is court costs? I've seen people. I've been to court. You know what I'm saying? I had a ticket or two back in the day. And I see people, tickets thrown out, but you still got to pay court costs. Why are they paying court costs if the ticket is thrown out? Shouldn't the police officer who wrote the ticket that got thrown out have to pay court costs? Why is he paying to defend himself? But yeah, if I can't just randomly walk up to you and say, you owe me $200, and you, for what? Just because we need money. But I can say, oh, I got this new ridiculous law that you don't even have to participate in order to be guilty of. Like, you didn't steal your gun. Somebody else stole your gun. We got it. And now you owe us $200. What? And especially if the numbers are like they say they are, even though these are numbers that no one is reporting and they don't know. That feel like a whole lot of money. And it's gone up 30% this year. So that's 30% of the unknown, which is infinity. Janice says, even though I don't agree with this law, I believe it is common sense and in one's best interest to report if your gun is stolen. For the record, I agree. It is in your best interest. I don't know that it's necessarily common sense depending on your experiences with law enforcement. But it is in your best interest, no doubt about it. And I would encourage anybody, if you get your weapon stolen, to report it as quickly as possible. They ain't gonna do nothing about it, but report it just for you. Brian says it's basically the state stealing your gun. McConnell says it sounds dumb. It's S saying it out loud. It and I I wonder sometimes, do these people say this stuff out loud, or do you word it in such a way as to sound like it's a good idea? If you word it a certain way, it sounds like it's a good idea. And then, they get mad when people say it the way that it really is. Look, I remember Lincoln Ware talking to Scotty Johnson, who I like, by the way, when Scotty had suggested at one point, of course, all the details weren't out. Scotty had suggested at one point, like, hey, look, it's dangerous. A lot of cars are getting broken into and people are taking guns. And so he thought it might be a good idea that if you get your gun stolen out of your car, that you get charged with a felony. And he was talking to Lincoln, and, Lincoln was, yeah. Yeah. And I remember calling in and saying to Lincoln, as plainly as possible, I don't remember the exact wording that I used, but I said to him, you telling me that it's going to be a crime to be a victim of a crime? And Lincoln said, well, no, that's not what he said. And I said, no, that's what he said. He said, you're the victim of a crime. Somebody steals your gun out of your car. That means you're the victim of a crime, right? Yeah. But now that makes you guilty of a crime. So it's a crime to be a victim of a crime? I never thought of it like that. You might be right. And I'm like, I know. But if I say it another way, you know what I'm saying? So I think they should have to run stuff by, like, common sense speaking people. And it's like, let common sense speaking people repeat to them what they just said in common sense talk. Not somebody who just gonna agree with them, but somebody who gonna challenge them in common sense talk. And then they'd be like, oh, wait a minute. I am trying to make being a crime victim a crime. You're under arrest. What am I under arrest for? Because somebody broke into your house. What? You think it was me? No. We're pretty sure it wasn't you. But somebody broke into your house, so you're under arrest. What am I being charged with? Having somebody break into your house. That's me with my hands behind my back. That was what this was. I didn't feel like putting them all the way back there to complete the look. But when I looked at myself and I was just doing this, it didn't look right. So I figured I had to go all the way with it. But I wonder, does anybody know how that vote went? This was her last day on council. She wanted to go out with a bang. How did it go? Does anybody know how that vote went? I guess I'll look it up probably later on this evening. Because when I leave here, I got stuff to do. Caller.
It's Jason.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. So I was listening, and then I was leaving work, and I was talking to my boss, so I lost a little bit of time. My question is, what part of the rule do you have a problem with? I don't understand the issue with the, get charged if you don't report a stolen gun.
Well, first, initially it was get charged if someone steals your gun. I had a problem with that. Secondly, a lot of people don't feel comfortable reporting everything to the police. And
criminals?
No, people.
Criminals.
Me. I'm not a criminal.
Irresponsible gun owners.
I don't know that that's necessarily being an irresponsible gun owner.
If your gun is stolen, it's your due diligence to report it to be stolen.
You should. Here's what I'll agree. You probably should report it stolen. But if you don't, I don't think that should be a crime.
I'm kind of on the fence. Well, not on the fence. I think you should report it, but I'm not for you getting charged if you don't, unless because it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, okay, you report it. It's not like Superman gonna fly in, track your gun down, and bring it back to you and prevent it from being used in a crime.
Right.
So reporting it doesn't really do anything. But if you don't report it, then in the eyes of the law, they can look back and be like, nah, you probably sold him that gun. Because, in Ohio, there's not really a hard standard for a gun sale.
But if you think about the logic even of what you just said, I could sell my gun illegally and then just report it stolen.
Well, I mean, if you sold it illegally, it's probably best for you to report it stolen because they illegally go body somebody.
Right. So the logic, right. So the logic behind that just kind of don't make a lot of sense to me.
But I don't know.
This is because we can work from here. We both agree. You probably should. Well, I'm adding the qualifier probably. You probably should report it if you are a victim of a crime, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But let me ask you, in your mind, what is other than they might think that you illegally sold the gun or you committed a crime or whatever, what's the other benefit to that?
To reporting it?
Yeah.
So they don't come back to you.
So that's the only benefit.
Yeah. I mean, who want to be charged in somebody else's murder?
No. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I asked that question because if that's the only benefit, then why should it be a crime to not do it?
Well, that's kind of what I don't agree with, but I kind of I see where they're coming from, but I don't like it. Like, don't charge, but I don't like it, but then I look at it like, well, why didn't you report it? Are you a criminal? Like, somebody got your gun, you don't want it popping back on you, why didn't you just tell them? Because, I mean, it's not illegal to leave your gun in the car.
Well, I think maybe there are people who are trying to make that illegal. Because again,
Folks don't leave the gun folks alone. That ain't gonna fly.
because
I'm
again,
gonna leave it in here.
the first time that I heard of this, it was somebody saying that it should be a felony if someone steals your gun out of your car because that means you were irresponsible.
But and then they had to drop that because that's not necessarily true. Because if I lock it in my glove box, that's the same as me locking it in the house and locking it in something. It's inside something, inside something. Like, how much more steps of security do you want me to take?
Do you
So
do you report
away.
do you report everything that you should report to the police?
I mean, I don't like where you going, but where are you going?
I mean, I'm just saying the idea that there are some people who aren't criminals who want to limit their interactions and exposure to law enforcement for many reasons. And so I might just not want to deal with law enforcement. All right, somebody stole my gun, I get a new one.
Yeah, but that shrieks irresponsible gun owner to me. Like, it's some things you just, like, in life, it's things you don't want to do. And if you don't want to talk to the police, there's going to be occasions that you're going to talk to the police. You got to cover your own ass, basically, my thing.
And again, we kind of agree there, but I understand people who don't want that police interaction.
I mean, I see bad things. Like, why not? That's my only, like, why not? Like, and it can't be like, I don't like the police. Like, well, do you want the police kicking down your door? Talking about you shot 3 people and left your gun?
Well, number one, I might not want my name on a police report that's have anything to do with a gun. I might not want no interaction with police, coming to my house or, at my car, talking to me about a gun. I might not want other people to see me reporting this thing to the police.
It's 2023, about to be 24. Just because you speak to the police don't mean you ratting.
Well, you tell that to the people who believe you ratting.
They need to grow up. Niggas steal your gun, you better go report it before they kicking down your toe with the task force. Talking about, there you go right there, shoot him if he moves.
I think a lot of people feel like, well, I think some people, I can't say what a lot of people feel like. I think some people might feel like, look, if somebody stole my gun, number one, the police ain't going to recover my gun. There's a really good chance they're not going to recover my gun. Number two, they might not even actually believe that somebody stole my gun, depending on who I am and, their disposition that day. Also, I can just get another gun and, take care of things that way. But even if my gun is used in some sort of a crime, it's a real good chance that I'm going to have an alibi. I ain't going to be no, scientific evidence to prove that I was there and that I actually did anything. So I'm not all that concerned about being blamed for, a crime at 4:00 in the morning and over the Rhine. You know what I'm saying? When I live in Clifton, and I'm going to be around people who going to be able to say he didn't do it.
I'm gonna say this. You load your gun with gloves? No? All right, now the cops got something. Niggas love to snitch, and not only niggas, everybody snitch when the police get to talking. Apparently nowadays snitching is cool. So, yeah, we found your gun with these prints on it, and when we caught the nigga that shot that other nigga, he said you gave it to him. He asked you to borrow it because he had beef.
But you know what?
Prove him wrong.
But you know what? They can say that same thing if you report it stolen. All right, the nigga who got it, we know you reported it stolen, but he said you gave it to him. What's to stop him from saying it?
What you talking about? A car window busted out? Who busted out my window, officer?
Don't matter who busted it out. He said, yes, if I'm one who gon' if I'm a police officer who gonna believe an elaborate story that you gave a gun to a dude who went and killed a dude and loaded it and got the fingerprints and all that kind of stuff, then I'm liable to believe that you will bust out your own window because you wanted to give that dude your gun so he could kill somebody.
Hold on, did I lose the call?
No. You still here?
Oh, it went quiet. Oh, my bad. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say. Your prints on them bullets. Them bullets turn up somewhere. Them shell cases turn up somewhere with that gun and your prints and not his.
Most people.
It's best to go ahead and
look.
Get over it.
We both agree.
Officer, that gun was stolen.
We both agree it's best to say, to go ahead and report it. And I think we both agree. We agree that you should report it, and we agree that it shouldn't be a crime if you don't.
Yeah, because I mean, people have their reasons for not talking to the police that I do or don't agree with. They still shouldn't be like, hey, you didn't report this. That's a crime.
So we both agree. We're in agreement. I'm okay with that. It don't matter to me, you take 75 to get there and I take the streets to get there. We both ended up in the same place.
We ain't in a full agreement.
But we both, the major points we agree with.
All right. We can agree to agree.
All right.
I didn't get a chance to call the other day. You were talking about Jonathan Major.
Uh-huh.
I hope he get off.
Why?
Because I didn't dealt with them type of females before, and the bigger you are, the more they love to come after you because they know they can cry victim afterwards. Like if this dude was running down the street from her, yeah, he may have had to whoop her one time, but I understand people think like I'm gonna just walk away from her, and then they gonna jump on your back and start punching. I ain't dealt with them. If he had to lay hands on her, I mean, he didn't kill her.
Oh
Not that
God.
I condone DV or random beating up.
It kind of sounded like you condoning a little DV.
No. If you want to get into the scuffle, that's on you. Like, if a female jump on you and start whooping you, you just sit there, more power to you. But if you just decide, like, you know what, I'm tired of getting these hits in the mouth, I'm going to go ahead and get her up off of me by any means. Then, I mean, she signed up for it. That's a legitimate fight. And somebody said you going to jail if you start scrapping with a chick because the police just going to take you to jail. Man, look, they squashed that a minute ago. You going to jail if you a known woman beater. Cincinnati pull up, he hit me, she hit me. Both of y'all get in the car. Everybody going to the Justice Center.
Right. Who wants to go to the Justice Center?
Apparently, people out there DVing each other.
So it's probably
ain't gonna be no just take the dude. Everybody going. So
it's probably best if you just try to remove yourself from that situation.
Man, I'm talking about it at the extreme point where they just jumping on you. It's a fight now. You run, she run right behind you and catch you some more.
Run zigzag, bro. Don't let her get you.
Until she tackle you. You ain't never. Oh well, I guess that's a good thing, but I shouldn't be talking. You ain't never dealt with one of them females.
I have.
Just uber aggressive.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Like they make you sick too.
And that's even more reason why I'm running away. That's even more reason why I'm running away. Huh?
I just hope my man's get off. He need to get on back to his career. Just because you make one mistake don't mean you should be
But what if if he didn't do it this time, I hope he get off. But like I said yesterday, if like the text messages seem to indicate that he's done it before, and then that's what I mean. And he gets found guilty, I don't feel bad for him.
I do. Because them type of chicks, she should go to jail too. She should get the same punishment. Because they don't just be innocent victims. Ain't nobody just came out and said, yeah, I dated him. And he turned around, looked at me one day and just punched me right in the eye. I don't know why he punched me. He ain't never say why he punched me. He just dotted my eye.
I'm
He
not
one of them aggressive females.
I'm not
and
comfortable with what it is that you're currently suggesting.
What?
What?
That it's okay to not be beat up?
No, what it sounds to me like you're suggesting is that if he has a history of being physically abusive to women, they must have brought it on themselves.
No. In this instance, with her, she's clearly one of them aggressors. I mean, like if he was just talking to a female before and they came out and was like, yeah, he just punched her right in the eye. No cause, no nothing. She was a good chick, non-aggressive, didn't do nothing. And then he tried to come this time playing like, oh, I ain't never hit a female. I wouldn't do such a thing. Nah, you dotted that last chick eye. It's time for you to go down. But that ain't the case. I ain't seen 50 white chicks lined up outside the court ready to testify they got whooped.
Well, they did report that there were other people who wanted to testify to cases of physical abuse by him, but that they did not allow that into the case because it would prejudice the jury. So
they was probably lying because they ain't letting no nigga off the hook like that if you got hella witnesses on him.
All I'm saying is I don't believe that he's guilty in this case. Okay? And so because of that, I hope he's found not guilty. But if the jury takes into consideration basically him kind of seemingly admitting that he has been abusive with this woman in the past and they find him guilty, I won't feel bad for him like I would have had that never come up.
Miscarriage of justice. You ain't basing him off the past. You basing him off of this one. So go ahead and find my man's not guilty so he can get back to his career, and hopefully they let him do all the stuff he was going to do.
I don't know about
like
that.
Creed, I didn't want to see the movie, but I think if they was going to give him his own spinoff, let the man have his spinoff.
When you kind of admit that you've been abusive to women, I think you might have a hard time getting roles.
I mean, you know.
But you never know. I mean,
Hollywood is a strange place.
Hollywood is strange. Robert Downey Jr., drug addict, so on and so forth. And, you know, we know what happened there.
Right. But I wish him the best. And it was something else, but I ain't going to go back in the, 2 weeks ago show. I should have called when I had the chance.
All right,
That's
Jason.
all I had.
Hey, I appreciate your call. All right, that was Jason. We kind of agreed. Actually, we kind of agreed on both of them. Oh, hold on. Oh, that was, he accidentally died again. We kind of agreed on both things. I don't believe Jonathan Majors is guilty of this. I don't believe he's guilty of this. So I want him to be found not guilty. But at the same time, because he seems to be an abuser. And a part of you want to see an abuser get his comeuppance. I'm like, I'm not sure. He shouldn't be judged on the past. He should only be judged on this case. But if they get it wrong, I can't be too mad about it. Is that hoodie blue or purple? It's purple. Hold on. I saw, where is it? Scroll. Sierra says females. Says a lot. What's wrong with saying female? Oh, let me get Brent in. Brent.
Hey, E-Man, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. How old is that hoodie?
It's pretty. I don't remember what year we stopped being praised. Okay. Or they. I'm not there.
what, 5 years old at
Oh, yeah.
least, right?
Yes.
Man, do you use woolite or what do you use?
I just
'Cause
very rarely ever wear it. So like after today, I'll wash it and it'll sit in the closet for another year and a half before I wear it. That's it.
Okay.
I think I've only worn it
Okay.
like 3 times since I got it.
All right, and is that a rose? That red? Is that a red rose on the shirt underneath?
No, it's a guitar.
A guitar.
Yes, the
Okay.
neck of a
It just
guitar.
it looks funny. It almost looks like a little, like you dyed your chest hair red or something. I don't know. So.
If I had chest hair, I might dye it red.
Oh man. But yeah, but Key was actually it wasn't actually. Key was correct about the whole idea of buying vacation or PTO time, because we have it at our company too. And I know a lady who, I know several people in our group that buy vacation, but to me that's like, we already get a decent amount of vacation. But one lady, she went to Indonesia with her mom and wanted to be gone for 2 weeks and still do a whole bunch of other stuff. And people buy it. It just comes out of your check, like healthcare insurance or something like that weekly. So the only catch is that you have to use all of your vacation and PTO that they give you before you can start using that time. So if you wind up not using up your paid vacation, they pay that money back to you minus the taxes. So you really lose out.
The whole thing is really confusing to me. It doesn't make sense to me. So you're losing money because you're not going to work. And
Yes.
you're losing money because you're actually paying to not go to work.
Well, but that's the same money. It's not two different sets of money.
No, it's 2 different sets of money, right?
No. So if you don't show up to work, you don't get paid for that time.
Right.
Yeah,
And
so-
now you got to pay, $20 a day to not be there.
No, because it's vacation, so it doesn't show up as any time that you've lost. You just paid for it in advance.
Well, see, again, that's
So it's almost like it's almost like, say you work 4 10s and then you take Friday off, that type of deal. But instead of working at 410, you just paid them, hey, I'm gonna slide you this money, and I'm just not gonna show up. So that's essentially what it is. But you're not paying the money twice unless you count potentially losing, time and a half or double time depending on what time of the
hold
year
on.
it is.
Again, just so I'm clear, because if what you're saying is wrong, it's right. It makes no sense to me. All right. So all my vacation time is gone.
Yeah.
I get paid a set amount of money a week on hours or on whatever.
Yeah.
I work 4 days. So let's say I make $100 a day. I work 4 days. I don't work the 5th day. I don't make $500 that week, right? Or do they
Correct.
pay me for the day that I didn't come in?
Well, no, see, and I think that's where we're missing a little bit. Just like with how healthcare, whatever plan you choose, they wind up deducting money from your account. That's money deducted from every single one of your paychecks. Same thing with that vacation time. That's just another line item. So it's, I don't know if it breaks out to $5 per pay period. They're automatically deducting. So you really don't see the difference in your check other than knowing that, hey, I purchased vacation time.
Right. I might not actually see the difference, but I did actually pay that money, right?
Yes, you did.
So do they pay me vacation time for that time? Do I get paid for that day that I didn't come in? Because it's vacation.
You get paid like it was a normal 5-day workday because you've already paid for that vacation time for that day you decide to take off.
Okay, well, that makes more sense. That's what I've been asking the whole time.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So your check doesn't change.
Okay.
If you work a straight 40 and you get the same amount, if you work a straight 40 plus one of those paid vacation days, you get the same amount of money.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I still don't like it, but it makes more sense.
I think it's silly, but especially we get the Christmas shutdown, and then that's like an additional week's vacation time. So yeah, I'm like, if you want to do it and everything, that's on you. I'll take the extra money. I'm good there. But also, we have it broken up into we have PTO, personal, and we have sick time. And I think that's one thing we can thank these millennial and Gen Z. Those what they call it, a mental health day.
Yes.
I make sure I use all of my personal time and all of my sick time. Like, whoop, I don't feel like doing nothing today. I'll just mark it on down. Let my manager know I'm not going to be in. He's like, okay. We keep it moving.
Okay. I still don't like the idea, but the way you explained it made more. So instead of paying, because I'm just using these flat numbers and I get it don't work that way. So instead of paying technically $20 for that day, which I did, I'm only getting paid $80 for that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're getting paid $80 for every day you work or don't work by using your vacation.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how that breaks down. But yeah, but you said you weren't a criminal, but in some jurisdictions, your unconventional hairline may or may not be criminal. So just be careful where you go, especially in those northern sundown towns.
Brent just took a shot out of nowhere.
Hey, you got to sneak one in every now and then.
All right. All right, Brent.
All right. Hey, and if you have one my way, so be it. To me, if you're big enough to throw a joke, you got to be big enough to take a joke without threatening people to catch them out in traffic.
Right.
And straight, you're gonna go to the trunk and get some boxing gloves.
I agree. Or even necessarily blocking them.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all know though, Zoe got me blocked, right? Because Zoe started some stuff and then he didn't want to finish it. But y'all know that I got a few different Facebook accounts. Mm-hmm. So I can still see all the stuff he be saying. Like Lincoln's daughter got me blocked. I can see all the stuff that blocking me don't do nothing. If I really want to say something to you, I got a way to get it to you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. That is true. So, yeah.
Well,
but all right, well, let me get back to work. My break is over.
All right, Brent.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Take it easy. All right. Dante, I see you call. Call back. I'll get you in if you don't mind. Yeah, Brent took a shot. No warning. No nothing. Just out of nowhere. Just a shot at my unconventional hairline. Oh. Jason said you still beefing with Zoe. I don't even know why we beefing. Like I genuinely have no idea why we ever started beefing. Dante.
What's happening, man?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man, usually I agree with you on some stuff, man, or, I see your point of view. I just cussed at you, man.
Oh.
Man, why can you say that, man, if he did it in the past, then he should be basically should be convicted for what he did? Nah, we trying me for this.
Hold on, that's not what I said. Let's be clear about what I said.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
I said, I think he should be, judged based on this. But if he gets convicted, they take the fact that he's basically admitted to, whooping her behind.
No.
Can I get it out? Can I get it out?
How it works.
Can I get it out? Can I get it out? At least so we'll have an understanding of what we're talking about. I said, if they take the fact that he, basically admitted to whooping her behind in the past, if they take that into account and they find him guilty, I won't feel sorry for him.
That's not right, man. That's not how the law works, man. No.
But the law don't govern. Hold on. The law don't govern my feelings.
But I'm on trial for this.
Okay. Yes.
If that's the case, some of these black men that were beaten and killed by police, hey, guess what? Well, he had a criminal record to justify it. Well, we didn't get him for what he did back then, but we can get him. Well, throw this in. He did. Well, hey, convict him of what we got him for doing now. Nah, that's not how it works, man. This is what I'm on trial for.
Oh my goodness, Dante.
This is what I'm on trial for, not my record. If that's the case, you should have took me to court then.
Dante.
That's not right, man.
Dante.
That's not right.
Dante.
That's not right, man.
Dante.
That's not right.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Dante, I never said that he should be convicted of it. I never
It
said
don't matter
that.
if you said he should, but you're holding it against him. You're holding something against him that he's not in court for. He's not in court for what he did in the past. So your feelings should not be involved in that. That's the same reason why they say, well, what he did in the past can be brought up in this trial.
Wait. How
You
can
shouldn't
you
be able to do that, man.
But how can you tell me how to feel?
Well, you shouldn't be a juror then. If you feel
I'm
that way,
not.
you should excuse yourself.
I'm not a juror.
I'm not talking about you per se. I'm saying if the jurors on the case, if that's why they convict him, they should remove themselves.
But Dante.
Because that's not fair.
But Dante.
This is what he's on trial for.
But Dante, I didn't say that he should be found guilty. I said
I'm not saying you. I know that, but what I'm saying, you saying if he did, you're judging him off if he bopped it upside the head 2 years ago. That's not cool. That's not what he's on trial for.
But Dante,
and if you feel that way, you should remove yourself from the trial.
But Dante, I agreed that he shouldn't be found guilty based on what he did in the past.
But he could. But if he does, well, hey, it's like
I don't
like what you
feel
said with your mom. Kind of like what you said with your mom. Yeah, I whooped you. You might not deserve it, but you got away with something, and so it evens out, right?
That's what she told me. Yeah.
Hey, that's what you're basing this off of, pretty much.
No, that's what I'm basing my feelings off of.
Your feelings off of.
Yes,
Exactly.
my
As
feelings.
I'm
not a juror.
You should.
But I'm not.
I'm not talking about you per se. I'm saying if you feel that way as a juror, you should excuse yourself because you should not come into this trial or judge this man of any prejudice that he's done in the past.
Well, hold on. I don't know that I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Why not?
Here's why. Because number one, if you're admitting that you've beat someone is alleging, Dante, that you beat their A, right? Why am I saying A?
Yeah.
Somebody's alleging, Dante, that you beat their ass, right?
Right.
And then you give me evidence. Now, Dante saying, I didn't beat their ass. I'm a good dude. I don't be running around beating people. Hold on. No. Dante.
This time I'm innocent.
No, Dante. What you saying is, I didn't beat their ass. I'm saying he beat my ass, right? So it's your word against my word, right? And then I come up with some evidence showing Dante be beating my ass. So now that factors into, do I actually believe Dante or do I not believe Dante? So I have to take the evidence that I see along with the admission that Dante be whooping my ass sometimes, and I have to weigh all of that. You can't just say.
And you know what my question would be?
What's that?
So how do I know he beat your ass this time?
Because
you know what?
I said he did.
Have you ever been accused of cheating before? Have you ever cheated before? No, before a long time ago.
No,
before you got married.
I've never cheated. Black men don't cheat, bro. I don't know what you're thinking about.
Well, back when you was a black boy, did you ever cheat?
No.
All right.
But for the sake of conversation, yeah, I cheated back in the day.
Okay, so say you cheated years ago before you met your wife, right?
Right.
So now your wife thinks you cheat now, and she said, "Well, back in the day, you told me back in 1999 you cheated on Keisha. Oh, no, you ain't cheating now."
But that's different in this way, Dante.
Different.
Dante,
because in conversation I admitted to you that I cheated before, but I'm not cheating now.
Dante.
So don't hold what I did in the past against me.
Dante. Again, take it out of the realm of cheating. Take it out of the realm of cheating, because it's different.
I know. I want y'all.
Take it.
I want you to hear the.
No, again, leave it in this realm, and I'll use me. I'll be the sucker. Dante be beating my ass. Okay, we gotta, we ain't in a relationship, but we know each other.
In the past.
No,
In
no,
the past,
hold on,
In
hold
the
on.
past, he's beat my ass.
Okay, in the past, Dante done beat my ass,
Yeah.
right? Multiple times. And then I go to court because I say, Dante beat my ass. Dante say, no, I didn't beat his ass. Now, guess what? There are 12 people who got to now decide, did Dante beat his ass? Now, if it was just all clean slate, show me evidence. And I show you, I got a broken finger. You know what I'm saying? I got some scratches and some bruises. Dante broke my finger, and I got some scratches and some bruises. Now, Dante show a video of me chasing him, windmilling, trying to get him, right? But Dante's still saying, I'm a good dude. I didn't whoop his ass, right? But now I got a message from Dante saying, I know I be beating your ass, bro. And I'm sorry, because sometimes, I be out of line. I get mad and I be beating your ass, bro. Now, you telling me that those 12 people in the jury should ignore the fact that you admit to beating my ass from time to time because this time you might not have? No, they got to take that into consideration.
But the past is not what's being questioned.
No, but that's not true. That's not true.
If he was on trial for saying, did you beat her ass in the past, that's different.
No,
because I beat your ass in the past doesn't mean on this particular Thursday I did that.
Dante, that's why I said it's something they have to take into consideration. That's not proof of guilt, but past practices kind of sometimes dictate current and future behavior.
That's what I do about him. You can guess what I do about him.
No, I have no idea. You'll beat her ass again?
I beat her ass. Yeah.
That's horrible.
If you gonna convict me,
horrible.
I'm gonna beat that ass. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I?
That is horrible.
I'm going to jail.
That is horrible.
I didn't do it.
Look,
believe I'm gonna do it this time.
all I'm saying, Dante, is it makes sense that if we got an admission that you be beating my ass sometimes, it only makes sense to take into consideration. It don't prove that you did it, but it's something that you have to look at and take into consideration. Okay, we know he did it in the past. Is it possible that he did it now?
Why come you can't take into consideration that I admitted it this time? Why wouldn't I admit it this time?
Because you on trial this time. You wasn't on trial last time. People might admit stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just like you might say to me, Dante, like, Emanuel, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have beat your ass that time. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't even the one who stole my cookies.
Crazy,
you wasn't even the one who stole my cookies, bro. I shouldn't have beat your ass that day. I'm like, all right, cool. But when you on trial, you're not going to be like, yeah, I beat his ass.
But then the video come out of you windmilling me in the back and scratching my neck. Well, hey.
Well, they got to take that into consideration as well. It is one piece of evidence that you look at, and you got to take all of the evidence and weigh it against each other. Maybe to them, his admission won't mean that he's guilty this time. But again, my point was, if he's found guilty after admitting that he done beat her ass, I'm not gonna feel guilty. I'm not gonna feel bad for it.
I don't like that though, because I feel like what you on trial for is all that should be taken into consideration.
Of course, it should be taken into consideration. Of course, it should be taken into consideration.
I'm saying because, but when they throw this stuff up,
Dante,
about
hold on, Dante,
about black men
Dante
being shot and killed or whatever by the police, and they pull up the criminal past, the first thing people say, what does past got to do with
Dante?
It?
That's different. Dante. All right, I'm on trial for robbing a bank. Okay, you on the jury. All right, come on, for real. I need you to get it in your mind. You on the jury. Raise your right hand. And say, I swear to whatever.
I get what you're saying.
Now, I come out and I say I wasn't there. I didn't rob that bank. But yeah, I done robbed 6 banks before, but I didn't do this one. Ain't that something that you have to take into consideration when you looking at it?
No, because I've seen serial killers on trial, and they like, well, I'm trying to find who can say. He said, well, I killed 11 people, man, but I didn't do this one. They like, well, he admitted it, and we believe him because he admitted 11 others. Why wouldn't he admit this one?
Oh my goodness. He didn't
I've seen
admit
before.
it. Jonathan Majors didn't admit it in court. He admitted it via text message to her. That's
the same
different.
thing.
It's not.
It's still an admission.
It
It's
is
still an
so
admission.
different.
If they using it in the court, they're using it in the court. So what the hell is the difference?
It is so different. He wasn't on trial then.
I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like bringing up somebody. I mean, basically saying, well, he kicked their ass before, so it'll be okay. It evens out. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Well,
I
I won't feel bad for him if he's found guilty.
I don't feel bad for him either way.
If he don't whoop that.
Rich, you was in your feces about this one though. That's a good one, man.
All right. You do the same, Dante. Sierra want to know why y'all, is it caping or capping? I think capping would be 2 P's, right? So it's caping for Jonathan Majors. I'm not. I'm saying that the jurors should take everything into consideration, including admissions of physical abuse, previous physical abuse. They should take everything into consideration. Again, admitting that you once did it is not the same as being guilty of doing it this time. But one of the reasons why, because again, a lot of men, maybe not all, but a lot of men have been in that situation. Oh, y'all, it's almost 5:30. I got to get out of here. A lot of men have been in that situation where you're physically being attacked and you're trying to get away. And somebody coming after you and being the bad guy in that situation. So that's why a lot of men can identify, white and black alike, can identify with Jonathan Majors. We see a video of you running from this chick and she's trying to physically assault you, yet she's accusing you of physical assault. So we see that and we identify with it and we like, it's wrong. It's wrong. Leave that man alone. You see him trying to get away. Why they being so hard on him? I was in that situation. I didn't do nothing wrong. And I still, you know what I'm saying? I had to defend myself for no reason, but because she said so. So that's why a lot of men are looking at this Jonathan Major thing and saying, we feel some sort of a sympathy towards him because of what our eyes see and our experiences. And I think that as a female, sometimes y'all can't understand that because a lot of times that's not the situation that y'all find yourself in. Y'all find yourself when it comes to accusations of domestic violence. Females are in the power position. So that's why I understand it. Y'all, I got to get out of here. Got Bible study. I'm going to be late and I'm blaming y'all. Y'all made Jesus late to the people. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I will say this before I go. I am really disappointed though, in terms of how some men, a lot of times it used to be like older black men, but as I'm talking to, men that are not quite as old as those, I am disappointed in how some of them still view domestic violence. I guess one thing to say, oh, it's wrong. It's another thing to say, well, it's wrong, but like there's no buts. It's wrong. And if you're fondly looking back on your time of whooping some woman ass, have you really learned the lesson? Younger and older, Mary. I really admit I'm old. Gray hair and everything. I'm old. All right, y'all. I got to get out here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If you're out and about, as usual, be the reason that somebody smiles. Till next time. Peace.